Okay, we have head coach Stephanie Wright. Start with the opening statement and go to questions in the room.
Disappointed for our group. I felt like the first and fourth just really, really hurt us. I mean, we've been talking the same stuff about our starts, and it bites you in the butt a lot, but certainly against a good team who makes you pay. And then throughout the course of the game, they just took advantage of every breakdown or miscue that we had, whether it was offensively or defensively. We got a little stagnant on the offensive end in the fourth quarter, and really didn't get them in rotations, get ourselves some higher percentage looks. So disappointed certainly, but an opportunity for us to go back to watch the film and to be better. Yeah, when you're playing great players, you sort of got to pick your poison. And in the one that happens above the 3 point line, is that the one you're talking about? We'd really like to try to take it away and make her cut back door, right? Like, our goal is to force them and her specifically, but great players into tough twos and only having to guard one or two actions instead of three or four actions. And so anytime you allow them to get to where they want to go off of the first screen, it's usually followed by two or three more. And so, not dictating, we were reacting once she came off. So our goal is to take it away and not let her come off of it.
Mike.
As good as things have been here, since 1-8 in the last 9.
Mm-hmm.
What makes these?
Well, they're really good, first of all. I mean, outside of the obvious that they're really good, I think their length causes us some problems. They've got length at most every position, and where we typically are able to use our physicality to score. When you have teams that have that extra length, it makes it a little bit tougher. They can change up how they defend. Guarding really 2 through 5, they can switch everything. And when you try to take advantage of the mismatches, they do a pretty good job of recovering. For us, I feel like we've got to make sure to stay locked in on, yes, we can get an advantage on the mismatch, but then when we go to that, we're probably going to score on the second or third action after that, right? Like not in that first action or in that first mismatch. And they slow us down because of that. Our pace slows down, and our ball movement, off ball movement slows down, and we get really, really stagnant. So that's just an area that we've got to continue as a coaching staff to be better at addressing and putting our players in positions to be successful and empowering them to make plays instead of run plays in certain situations.
Back left.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we were under any impression that we were going to go through this season undefeated. Certainly for us, we want to win the ones we're supposed to. And when you have an opportunity to play a team that has been where you want to go, you want to take advantage of it. And we didn't do that tonight. So we just reset. We go back, we watch the film, we see the areas where we had the slippage. We address it, correct it, and come out and move on and be better against Indiana.
Emily.
Yeah, she was aggressive, and that's what we want. That's when she's at her best, when she's aggressive to the rim. She's slashing, she's creating advantages, she's scoring at the rim. She does a good job of getting to the foul line as well. I wish we could have maintain that momentum a little bit more in the second half, but she's finding her way. And I think that's the thing when you look at however many 6 new players that we have, it's finding your way with a core group that's been here for a long time. And so I think she's starting to find her way. I think she's starting to find confidence on both ends of the floor. We didn't go to our bench as much tonight. Certainly when you look at the lineup that New York has on the floor, you want to try to match it as much as possible, and they didn't go to their bench a lot either. And we just were unfortunately on the losing end.
Serenity and then Alexa.
I wish I knew. Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's how we structure practice, how we structure shoot arounds, the warm up, the lineup. I'm not really sure. It's something that we talk about, we discuss, we look at, we try to evaluate, and we'll just, I guess, continue to try little bits of different things without completely trying to reinvent the wheel, until we figure it out. No, I mean, she's so strong, and physical, and uses her length, and so skilled. I mean, she's a post body, and she's got, guard skills. And so it makes it really tough. You pick your poison. She got loose at the 3-point line a lot, and catch and shoot situations. And we've got to make sure that it's more where she feels us at the 3-point line. She gets us inside, and certainly having Breezy back from a physicality standpoint helps. But, her ability to maneuver once she gets it, and still finish on the interior she's just really skilled and really tough. So she adds a different dimension to them. And when she's willing to score in the paint as much as she's willing to score, on the perimeter, it makes them that much harder to stop. Yeah, I hope they can just take a breath now that, nobody's going to be talking about it anymore. It's like, all right, well, we lost. Not a surprise. This league is tough, right? And so now we've kind of got that out of the way. Now, how do we approach the next day, right? How do we move on from this? How do we get better from this? How do we take it out on our next opponent? I'm not worried about this team. This is a veteran group. They understand the ebbs and flows of this league. We hit some adversity. Okay. So we've got to continue to be better, and we got to continue to stack days. If we had a 3 or 4 minute lull in this game, it's got to be 2 to 3 minutes in the next game. Like you don't have the opportunity against great teams to have those lulls on either side of the floor, to have those breakdowns. But we understand that we're not playing perfect basketball at this point in the season. But we've got to minimize when those things happen. Mm-hmm. I think they have really good players, and I know it sounds simple, but it's not. I mean, you've got to guard Sabrina at the 3-point line. She's doing a much better job at finishing at the rim and attacking the rim. She never stops moving. But Nigel Laney always seems to hit a big shot, right? You got Stewie, who's the best player in the world. And you got JJ, who is a beast down low, right? And I know that Sloot's not here, who's one of the best point guards in the world, but you have to guard all 5 positions. And so when you try to force them into things that, statistically speaking, they may not be as efficient in, and they make it, you got to live with that, right? I mean, it's you got to pick your poison. Now, JJ got loose a little bit more from the 3-point line than we wanted her to. We're not shooting the ball from the 3-point line very well right now, so losing the battle there is tough. They're a really good team, and they make it tough when you have to guard all 5 of those positions, honestly, and you can't as easily commit 2 to 1.
This time against the Liberty, you want to figure out how to, play them in the playoffs, or how to make them uncomfortable. Like, did you learn things from this game, or will you from the film that will help you?
Yeah, I'm sure we will. Certainly this is a different lineup, a different New York lineup without Sloot on the floor. They're bigger. They did some different things on the offensive end, using their size with some of our smaller guards. They did some different things on the defensive end that took away some of our reads, that probably forced us to go a little bit deeper into our reads than we've had to do. So feeling comfortable going deeper into our reads, feeling comfortable scoring on the third side of the floor in our fifth or sixth action, as opposed to on the first side of the floor in the first or second, or the back side of the floor, in our third or fourth. That's just a natural progression. We haven't had to do it in a live game situation. We do it in practice, but we haven't had to do it in a live game situation. So now we go to the film, we watch it, we see where our options are, where our development can be, and we take that and we grow from it. Yeah, there are good things. I mean, it's nobody wants to talk about the good things when you lose, but there were some good things as well. But at the end of the day, when you're competing for championships and when you're playing great teams, it's consistency for 40 minutes. It's hustle plays for 40 minutes. It's discipline for 40 minutes. It's details for 40 minutes. It's multiple levels of effort for 40 minutes. And we didn't put together 40 minutes tonight, and they did. Thank you.